Welcome to episode 35 of New Indian Woman podcast, airing first in early Feb 2021, and I'm your host Krishna. Today's episode is going to be a very different kind of episode. We are starting this new year, all of us, in a very different context. Unlike the other years, this year we are not interested in making grand plans. Worldwide, together as a society, as a community, we have gone through very bad times. While on one side, we want the coming year to be good, be better than last year. We are like almost praying for it to be better. At the same time, we are scared to plan for the coming year. This new year, there has been less of people asking us to set goals. We did not see newspapers talking about goal setting. We did not see articles in the internet talking about goal setting. It was kind of muted. But still, there is some benefit in looking with a lot of hope towards the coming year. Trying to set goals, small goals, simple goals, doesn't matter. To start the year with a lot of optimism. This year, I definitely did goal setting, and I enjoy the process of reflecting upon the last year. Not only myself, I do it along with my family. It brings a big difference, even for a year like 2020, when you look at it very closely after having gone through it. Gives a balanced picture. Even if there have been a lot of issues in the past year, there are those moments of light and sunshine and smiles here and there. And it gives us hope for the coming year. Now, coming on to what this episode is about, this year I was additionally excited from a very small thing, and that is about my new planner. Yes, a planner. Some of you may already know what it is. For the benefit of others, what is a planner? So a planner is like a diary. Hardcore planner fans will shout at me for this, I am sure. But just let me explain. It is not easy to explain this over audio, but still let me attempt. So it is like a diary, but not exactly a diary. Planners will typically have monthly sections. So one page or a couple of pages for the month of Jan, and followed by weekly or daily sections. Sometimes it may have a weekly section as well as daily section. So what do you mean by sections? This is like a new empty diary when you look at it. It will have each page maybe for a date, and it's completely blank. It's for you to write there. Similarly, there will be a page for the month or a couple of pages for the month. And there may be some sections written like monthly goals, events for the month, etc. Similarly for a week, and then for the day. Sometimes the daily pages may even have time, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, like that. It may have a time scale. Sometimes these planners may not be dated. That means you can use the planner. You may use it Monday to Friday and only on weekdays. You may not use it on Saturday, Sundays. Sometimes it is dated. Each page will have a date, January 1, 2, 3, like that. Many planners are just functional because it's there for you to use it how you want to use it. Some planners come with stickers, and many people do a lot of beautification. They write with fancy pens, in fancy fonts, they do decorations. There are stickers which come specifically for planners. They enjoy doing that. So my planner is a functional planner. More about that later. But what a planner is not. It is not the same as writing down a to-do list on random sheets of paper. Or if you are used to writing your to-do list on a notebook, can you call it a planner? No. Do I use my planner to just note down things that I should not forget as a capture tool? No. Why do I say so? Listen on. Because I'm sure if you are new to planner, this is something which you may find immensely useful. Now, as I record this, I have my planner in front of me. Let me look at it and explain to you what those sections are and introduce the planner to you. Let me open my planner, and the first page talks about starting 2021 with gratitude. I am not getting into which brand of planner that I bought, etc. If any of you are interested, you can connect with me. I am ready to share that, because the focus here is on how to use a planner so that you get benefited out of it. Then it moves on to a goals section for 2021. Goals across career, health, finance, self, etc. I prefer to cover or define goals over many more areas, so I'm not filling it in my planner. It has a section which is a reading list, then bucket list, and habits. Overall, what all new habits I want to develop in 2021. Then the monthly pages start. So there is a beautiful page which says January, and it shows a calendar for January so that I can mark specific dates in the calendar. I use calendar on my mobile, and if any of you are interested, many of you may be doing that already, but if you're interested to know how to do that, I would be happy to share that in an upcoming episode. Then it talks about any birthdays, which is very interesting, because even though Facebook and other social media tells us about the birthdays of our contacts, it's still nice to remember, oh, this month I have these birthdays coming up. Any travel plans, which most of us are unlikely to have this year, at least in the initial months. Then there is a huge page for monthly goals. That's nice. I can write down my goals. Then there is this beautiful section called Habit Tracker. If you've been listening to my episodes earlier, I have spoken about tracking habits. I was using an app for this until now. This year I'm planning to use a habit tracker, so where it allows me to write down the name of each habit. So for example, walk for 45 minutes daily. Okay, is a habit. Against that, I can just put a tick mark against one. The date from 1st to 31st is written, so I can put a tick mark against it, and very easily I can count. Then there is a section for mood tracker. It's interesting because on which all days I'm on low mood or not. It's interesting to see that. And water tracker. How many glasses of water I drink. That is definitely an improvement area for me. Then there is a section called expense tracker. I haven't decided whether to use it. Then there is a section called meal planner, which gives for each week, Monday to Sunday, so that I can write down the meals. Somehow the space given for that is very less. I use meal planner, write it on a board next to the fridge, so I may use this section for something else. Now coming to the most important section, it has full page dedicated for weekly goals on one side, and the remaining parts of the page has Monday to Sunday written. So on the left hand side, I can write down my weekly goals, and how I want to make this happen, I can write across Monday to Sunday. So this looks very interesting because we always tend to fill up our days with to-do items. So the fact that the weekly goals are here would make me want to look at the weekly goals and then accordingly plan the days. So these are the sections in the month. So like that, there are pages for each week. And at the end of the month, there is a monthly review page and the next month starts. So on and so forth. So this book looks as big as a maybe 300-page notebook, and it's comfortable to carry. But what I do, I would like to share how I use my planner. I use a regular diary that we normally all of us see, right? That kind of a notebook or a diary is what I use as my work planner, my office planner, because I do not want to mix the personal aspect of my day with my work day. So in the work planner, what I do, which is just a notebook, every day what should I focus upon? how I structure my day, whether I do deep stuff or operational stuff. So I have a different approach to planning my work days. So that happens in my work planner. So this particular one I explained right now, where I went through the sections of new planner that I have bought this year. This is for my personal planner, which I use at home. So what I do is I focus on all my goals across podcast and related work, family, home as in home maintenance, and self and relationships related stuff I put in my personal planner. So what I do is, in addition to the sections that I mentioned just now of habit tracking, weekly goals, daily tasks, etc., I use a checklist for things that need to be done in the week. And for my weekly review, I use Post-it. So my planner will have some kind of Post-it notes here and there. So for example, if for a particular month, at the beginning of the month, I have a checklist of items I should check. Are there any insurance premiums to be paid this month? Are there any other fees to be paid for my children, etc., etc., and I record it. So I have a standard check. And where is the checklist? It is on a Post-it note stuck to the monthly page. Similarly, every week, at the end of the week and the start of the next week, I check a few things and mark it in my planner. What all I should check so that I don't forget. I put it on a Post-it note and stick it to my planner. And this use of checklist itself is very interesting. Maybe more about it later in another episode. Now, let me come to how this planner helps me. If you closely listen to what I was saying, I do not update my yearly goal in the planner. I have a very defined kind of a template. I use an Excel to record my yearly goal. Basically, I write my yearly goal on the computer across all the areas that I spoke about just now: work, home, finance, self, relationship, family, etc. From my yearly goals, at the beginning of every quarter, I structure my quarterly goals. From the quarterly goals, I put my monthly goals. Monthly goals I write down in the planner. So monthly onwards, it is there in my planner. And from there to weekly to what I need to do on each day. Why am I doing all this? It looks very complicated, right? But actually it is not. That particular cycle, that rhythm or routine, if you get into it, it becomes very easy. If I didn't have a planner, I was in that state many years back. If I do not use a planner, what would it be? Every day I will have a to-do list. Say for example, for today, my to-do list will talk about the fact that I should pay some certain bills, my mobile bill I should pay today, or something I should book today. I should call up somebody for someone's birthday, things like that, which I should not miss doing it today. But if I look at my planner for today, what I have written down is I should record this particular episode, which I am planning to air much later. It talks about I should figure out the guest. I should write to that guest and speak to another guest. These guests, I'm supposed to interview them and record these episodes, and they will come sometime in April or May. But I have noted down that I have to get in touch with them now. I have to create some of those posters for the next month's episodes. I have to spend some time with my family looking through 2020, the photos that we took together. These are things, typically in a to-do list, it will not be there. It will get filled up with the most urgent things, and things like this, which we always want to do on any of our big projects, will always get pushed aside. So that is why a to-do list and having a planner and making your list based on the yearly, monthly, weekly goal, how it is different. By the way, does it mean everything happens as planned? No, it doesn't. But the difference is that I get a huge amount of peace of mind. Why? Because on most days, I get to do what I consider important and not just the urgent ones. Having a passion project like this podcast would have never happened if I just had to-do lists. It would just be filled up with what I have to do today, and the podcast will be a dream in my mind. So things like this, these kind of projects happen because I am using a planner. At least that's how I would like to believe. And even though all the things planned for the day may not happen, because some days are just like that, no, some things happen and your day gets hijacked due to some emergencies, or you do not feel well, whatever it is. But I know, yes, whatever I planned for today will not happen, but it's all there and I can pick it up any day, and that gives me peace of mind. And it is not only about writing down your weekly, monthly, etc. Okay, it's not about planning alone. This planning has to be accompanied by reviews. When I say reviews, I briefly touched upon it earlier. At the end of the week, okay, this is what I plan to do. Have I done this? If not, what should I do? Next week, is it possible or not? Otherwise, what is the impact? You spend half an hour a week looking at the entries in your planner, and that helps you to kind of reorient yourself. I hope you got an idea of what a planner is, how to use it. Yeah, does this mean you should place an order right now for a planner? You may recollect that at the beginning of this episode, I said this is the very first time I bought a planner for myself. But I have been using this technique for many years. So wonder how? Suppose you are coming to know about planner now. I wouldn't advise you to buy a planner right away. It is like buying gym clothes, all kinds of shoes. The moment you decide, I will go to gym every day. It doesn't happen. You promise yourself all these fancy clothes, fancy equipments once you get into the habit. At least that is my preferred way of looking at it. So how do you start having a planner without actually buying a planner? So what I did was, a few years back, I just started using a notebook. Because believe me, if you look at any material on planner, there are so many varieties of planners, and every single person has a unique style of planning. They would want to write in a certain way. They would want a form in habit tracking. I want to do in this way. My friend wants to do it in a different way. So there cannot be one single planner which caters to everybody. So my request is, just use a notebook, just a regular 200-page notebook or a 100-page notebook, and start following this technique of setting yearly goals, monthly goals, weekly, daily, etc. Alternately, what you can also do is, if you've heard of ring binder is kind of a diary where there are punched holes. It will come with a set of papers put in those holes. Okay, it's like a small file kind of a thing. The advantage or the beauty of it is you can fill in, you can put in sheets in between. You can say, oh, I forgot to put this. I would like to add one more sheet like this at the beginning of every week. So it gives some more flexibility, which a notebook doesn't. So that is another option. If you search in the net for planner, there are various videos out there, primarily catering to the Western audience and primarily available outside of India. There are lots of planners and people put videos of how to use planners, etc. It is a world in itself. You are bound to get lost there. There are a few planners available in India, available in Amazon as well. I am not recommending one versus the other because, each one of us, our styles would be different. But what I would like you to do, what I would like you to gain from this episode is to understand that your time is the most valuable resource you have. And you can, by planning it effectively, you can do so much more. Whether you do more or not, you can be at peace with yourself because of figuring out this is what you want to do. So my suggestion is start with something basic. Are you interested into the details of how to use a planner, etc.? I will be happy to share some videos which I have used and which I have found useful, and also articles related to that. Come on to the Facebook page, leave a comment there, ask for specifics. If there are any parts of the yearly review, monthly review, whatever you want to do, what all I track, what all you would like to track, we can have a discussion there. Please come there. But what I would like to do is to invite you to get into this planner mode at the start of this year. So whatever we set out to do this year, whether it happens or not, what goals happen or not, I invite you to this beautiful world of planning in a systematic way, achieving your dreams through these plans, and getting that comfort of doing it in a very efficient and effective way. It's a new world. Welcome to the planner world. Thank you. So with that, we come to the end of another episode of New Indian Woman. See you again in the next episode. Remember, you are what you want to be, and the time starts now.